This broadcast will start in 15 seconds. This broadcast will start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Voice of Stockton. For more information on The Voice of Stockton, go to thevoiceofstockton.org.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of KXVS The Voice of Stockton or its parents, affiliates, management, and staff.
Welcome, this is Jim T. Chong with Wok the Talk. We are broadcasting live from Stockton, California. Where else but the Miracle Mile? I like to say that things that happen here in Stockton locally have global impact and significance. And I am so excited here today. We're going to talk about liberty and life. You know why? Because this month is the month of July, and there is a lot to be grateful for the freedom that we have. And oh my goodness, I am so excited because we have a couple of people that are really poised to help give you ideas and also things that are happening in their life that help you also can to understand about freedom and everything here today. Getting a little tongue-tied. But we have with us first Tammy Mason. She is from
A Touch of Love Home Care.
And what do you do?
Serve in San Joaquin County, care for the elderly in their home.
Wow, that is great. And I'm going to talk a lot about that as well because I'll tell you, my dad's memory is going, and I understand the significance of having somebody really take care of someone you love when they're older, and let it be also yourself. You know, yes. You're going to want to make sure you find the right people, right?
Right.
Great. So that's Tammy Mason from A Touch of Love Home Care Services. That is located here right in San Joaquin County, and I know you're going to be expanding out in Sacramento as well.
I sure am.
And it was really great to have you also share a little bit on Money 105.5 Rush Hour for Success up there about what you do. And people that have a loved one, people that are thinking about a place to reside themselves, you're going to want to stay tuned and listen to this. We also have from the area up over towards Greater Sacramento, near the Roseville area, we have Ashley the Dynamic. Let's give her a round of applause, Tammy. All right, good.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome again to Stockton. And she does a lot of great things here. She is just waiting for her realtor license. Is that correct?
I have passed my test, and I'm waiting for the DRE to send me that number because I've got business to handle.
And, you know, and she is really poised to help you look good. She is a professional MUA. I had to ask somebody what that meant. And that means, do you know what that means, Tammy?
I do not.
Okay, that means
makeup artist.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I know I'm the makeup artist that never does my own makeup. So that's pretty normal, though.
You know what? Because she looks at herself in the mirror, she goes, you know, you look good.
But I hope most mornings I do that.
But you know, talk about liberty and freedom. It's really great to understand the freedom we have here in this country. There are a lot of global things that are happening, of course, with leadership. People have different opinions on things, and there's just a lot going on. And not to get too much into the politics of things, but you know, when you think about liberty, right? Have you ever thought about what it means to you just to live in this great nation?
Well, I've been very, very blessed about my living situation. I've never really had to stress about having liberty and having that freedom to speak up and things like that. So I've always been able to enjoy it.
Yeah, that's really great. What about you, Tammy?
It's cool.
Okay, cool. Liberty's cool. All right. Well, let me ask you this. I'm going to put this one. Let's see. We will go to my left, right? Well, I said left, right? No. Okay. We're going to look at to our left. Ashley sitting to my left here. And I want to ask you, Ashley, do you know the definition of liberty? What is liberty?
I do not know the black and white definition of liberty.
You know, it's being able to live beyond boundaries that are imposed or set. Right? Liberty is freedom to some degree, and it's really interesting because we view liberty as definitely a wonderful thing that we have here, but sometimes we have to understand that somebody paid the price for our freedom here and liberty, right?
Agreed.
And I'm so thankful for that. And so in life, we also have boundaries that we need to live by, and sometimes boundaries are good, actually.
Right.
I was actually having a great talk with a friend. We talked about where is it that freedom needs to end and boundaries need to begin, or barriers need to begin? That's kind of a different way of thinking.
Yeah, it
Usually we like to think of freedom as being able to do whatever we want to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you, I'm very excited because when we think about freedom and we think about liberty, there are great ways that we can really live the life that we choose to live. And I want to, first off, just address those that are older, aging, or they're working with the aging. And then later in the show, we're going to talk about a little thing called the side hustle business marketplace. It's all about breaking boundaries and the way we think about work, career, and job here, and just how you might be able to up your skill, up your ability to do different things, and up your ability to reach out to opportunities you might not have thought possible for yourself. But when I think of people that are older, I think of my dad a lot. I'll tell you, things happen sometimes for a reason. I remember I actually lived in the Bay Area, over in South Bay, I should say, in Sunnyvale, and I had a software company at that time, and we made a decision to move over to this place called Stockton, California, right? And so we thought it was a great idea, and it was good. There was a lot of things that we learned, and also in Stockton, it was really nice because when we went to go see our house, well, actually, Ashley, you're a realtor. When we went to go see
I'm
our
a future
house,
realtor.
right? In North Stockton, there's a place, you probably don't know what it means, but there is a place called Spanos. All right, he's a football player that owns a lot of this. But when we looked at that land, the only thing we saw was land. You know why? When we looked at our house, I saw my house, but no one else saw it. You know why? Because it was under development.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, development.
Yes.
Spanos.
So we had the freedom to choose to move out here, and so we took it, and we thought it'd be great to live in a local neighborhood and stuff. But it was really exciting when we first moved out. I remember, we hear a lot of things about Stockton, California. Like anywhere, there are good and bad areas in the city, right? At the same time, I remember sleeping in the house. It was being built, and it had just been done, and we slept in it for the first night, and the first thing we hear is whirring sounds of the sirens. They're visiting the homes that are by the levee, right by the waterfront, and right across the way. I go, oh my goodness, what did we get ourselves into? But again, it's just some people trying to break into the houses that were there. But that happens anywhere.
Yes.
I talked to new home developments, so I just wanted to make sure you're clear. It's not just about Stockton, but it's been a great experience to live out here. Yeah. I've learned a lot, but through the process, about 6 or 7 months after I moved out here, I had got a call late at night, and it was about my mom. She just passed away. Oh, wow. And it was not foreseen. And I couldn't believe it. And I'll tell you, coming from the Bay Area, it probably would have taken me at least 2 hours to get here. But because I was here, it took me less than, it should have taken about 35 minutes. But let's just say I was a lot faster than I should have been on the road. But those were precious moments to be there for my dad. And I remember there was a picture that I almost didn't take because we were at a party with my mom a few months before. And I said, I'll just take it anyway. But it was a great picture. That's one we used at her funeral. It's one that my dad keeps, up on his shelf. And it became the most memorable picture. And that's probably why I am a picture fanatic a little bit. I realize the value of a moment, and that the moments we have, even in the studio, wherever you're at listening, may not ever happen again. That's true. But as my dad is subsiding here, we found a great place for him to stay. Thanks, Therese Johnson of Senior Care of Sacramento, for helping us find that person. But I worry. I just worry about my dad regardless, and putting her in a good place where there's good care, it definitely helps alleviate that burden.
Yes.
And, I know you provide home care as well, right?
Yes.
And can you tell us a little bit about what does it mean provide home care for those people that may not know what that means?
To provide home care in the homes, it's pretty much letting the seniors live the rest of their lives independently, still give them their independence in their homes. A lot of seniors prefer to be at homes at those last days. No one wants to be taken out of their comfort zone. So that's what we do at A Touch of Love Home Care. We provide their assistance for them, bathing, outings, light housekeeping, cooking for them, all in the comforts of their homes, even exercising, all in the comforts of their homes, so they don't have to go and live their lives in one of the rehabs or convalescent homes.
Now, in providing this, right, it seems like it would be obvious, hey, I'm my dad's son. The kids are going to take care of the parents. Why would you consider bringing somebody else in?
Because they want breaks. Sometimes the family members want breaks. They want to be able to still live their lives and not feel like they're neglecting their parents or their loved one. So it's okay to hire someone to come into the home to give them that opportunity to have a break, to still be able to live life outside of taking care of their parents or their loved ones.
Now, do you also provide 24/7 in-home care?
Yes, it's 24/7, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, live-ins, few hours, even if they just want a few hours.
Great. Well, I think it's a very important role you play. And I know when I think of having anyone with my dad, because there's a lot of things going on right now in terms of senior abuse and stuff. What actually got you into this arena to help? Now, first off, I wanted to talk a little bit about your background. Yes. You actually have 10 plus years experience as a nurse, right?
Yes. A CNA.
What type of nurse were you?
Well, I was a CNA. I've never went for my RN, but I was a CNA. I'm still a CNA currently, still certified. I did over almost 10 years of work in the nursing homes. I saw some things, elder abuse inside the homes, and I didn't really like it. Well, I didn't like it at all. And then I decided to do caregiving outside of there. So I went and got a job as a caregiver doing one-on-one care in the homes. And one of my clients, she actually would complain about me having to stay over to train other caregivers. She didn't like it. So hearing her complain about that, I was like, okay, well, I see that I can make a difference. So I'm going to make sure I train all of my employees, before sending them out there on someone they know absolutely nothing about besides what they received in a text message.
Yeah, well, I think that's really good. Ashley, it seems like you got to...
Well, no, I used to be a caregiver, so I completely understand, having to give the children a break, let them get their time away. And I mean, I did simple things. I took him to the farmer's market, and I just made sure that he and his wife were okay. I'd help him put his compression socks on, things like that. But, hearing how in-depth you've gone into it, nothing but respect over here. For real.
Yeah, it takes a lot, I think, to really show that kind of love to people, and it's tough. I know taking care of my dad. I love my dad. Yes. My sister loves my dad. Hey, Patty, if you're listening. But the whole thing is it is tough sometimes. You do your best to take care of your parents, but at the same time, sometimes it's frustrating. Yes. And what as you've been able to help people find good home care, right? What are some comments that have been given to you? What has been the responses of some of the people?
They actually love me and the caregivers I bring in. I try to match their personalities with the caregivers, so they can have something to talk about and not just, okay, she's boring, I don't know what to do.
Or just, here's your meds, have a nice day.
Have a nice day, right. So it's more so okay, this man, he likes to play cards. He likes to play bingo. Let's see what we can do with him. Let's play bingo. Let's play cards with him. This lady over here, she still wants to go to the senior community, to the senior center. Let's take her to the senior center and get some workouts in with her, So it's more so just providing them with someone that matches their personality so they won't get bored or they're just sitting there.
Yeah, that's really wonderful. Just being able to give them that sort of service, right?
Yes.
And so, who is the ideal candidate that should be thinking about home care?
Children. I'm pretty sure there's
my 8-year-old boy.
No,
I
not
don't have
your
an 8-year-old boy. But.
No. I actually talk to my kids about elderly care for myself. But
get them started early, girl.
Started early, yes. But they're young. They're children's grandkids, 30s, 40s, and up. I know there's still some elderly. Someone's probably online right now watching this, and she's probably an elderly lady or an elderly man, and they're like, I think I can use some care. So it's, they're children, they're grandkids. That will be the ones that my ideal market.
Yeah. You know, ideal on the financial arena, with many seniors. I actually was a senior specialist with advanced strategies for Medi-Cal planning.
Okay.
In other places across the nation, it's called Medicaid. Okay. But we're Medi-Cal because California is always unique and different in a lot of different ways.
Yes, they are.
But you know what I know for this is that it's a very important thing to consider early on, because financially, I used to joke with people. I used to say, "Hey, Ashley, you know, hey, what's your parents' long-term care plan?"
Well, I can tell you, my parents don't have a long-term care plan, but my dad is disabled. But my grandparents didn't plan for their long-term care plan. So I'm hearing all this, and I'm just like, I need to have a sit down with them.
You know, here's the deal. I used to tell them you don't really have to worry because they actually do have a long-term care plan. You know what the long-term care plan is? Their long-term care plan is you.
Oh, yeah, that is true. They're like, you're going to buy the house and keep it in the family, right? And I'm like, yeah, sure. At least I don't have to disclose if anyone passed away in the house.
But let me tell you what happens. And I can say this firsthand now. You know, I'm fortunate enough to have a little flexibility, but it is tough, you know. Been working through some challenges, just rebuilding, you hear me saying sometimes myself as well. But, you know, just thinking about what I needed to do when I was heading back over to Tri-Valley, I used to drive back up this way a few times out of the week, all the way from Dublin, Pleasanton, if you know that area, because there was definitely some business I did here in Stockton and Sacramento. But I wanted to migrate more back there because I'm from that area. But I had to do that because my dad's memory was going, and at that time he was still at home. He wanted to stay home as much like what you're saying, as much as he could, as long as possible. So I came back, made sure he was fed and stuff, and it was challenging. You know, I didn't realize how I did it, but somehow I did it. But it was at the expense of a lot of things. Now, I happily did that, being said. But, man, if I would have really thought about it, it's really hard because when you don't have things planned, you operate a little out of guilt sometimes, but an obligation too. I just wish I would have planned better to be able to have that in the works. Find somebody like you, find somebody for home care and stuff as well. And as my dad's memory fades, the first thing I realized was my most important responsibility. My brother had passed away also, and but it was to talk to one of my sisters. I told my dad that out of all the kids, I was the one that loved him the most, was the best kid. So just kind of made sure I injected it in there. No, that's all in jest and fun, kind of. But But to think about just the fact that when someone you love is there alone, and you really didn't plan accordingly, you make it a point to be there if you really love your parents. Right. But there is another way, right? And so what are some things that are saved from having the right plan in place? What would you say?
I would say, it is a scary situation when you're at that point. I do have my caregivers wear body cameras to assure the family members. Not like, it's more so for if you actually need it or you want the body camera. So it's not like, oh, this caregiver is going to come in with the body camera right away. But long-term insurance helps for that. With that long-term insurance, private pay. Some people do have money put up. Yep, they do. They think like that. I'm one of them that don't think like that, and I've worked in this field for a long time. Yeah, but it is a scary situation to think like, what am I going to do with my parents or my loved ones? Right. It's a really scary situation, but there's ways you can plan for this. Yeah. You can look into your insurance. Yeah. You can look into your insurance because
and that will help defray some of the costs. Yes. To pay for in-home care.
And if you're veterans, they have veteran assistance. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and on the financial end, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact myself. I am a financial specialist. You can message me at Jim T. Chong on Facebook or contact me at 925-860-9777. That's 925-860-9777. And I know for you, Tammy, can you give your website and also your contact information? Say your number twice slowly.
Yes. So our website is www.atouchoflovehc.com, and we can also be reached at 1-800-901-6829 or my cell 209-905-0917. Again, the cell 209-905-0917.
You know, and this is so very important. And those that are listening out there, I want you to consider this. The best time is the best time to plan is when you don't think you need to plan for it.
Yes.
The most challenging time to plan is when you're in that situation wishing that you already had that plan. Mm-hmm. And Alan Lakin, he said it best. He said, really, you know, it's really exciting because when you think about everything, you know, you have to think about what planning is. And Alan Lakin said, planning is taking the future, bringing it into the present so that you can do something about it now. And that's what it's all about, really taking action when you don't feel like you need to take action. And I'll tell you, there is a time, you know, I think about even anything dealing with emergency. I was with somebody that I'm staying with, and I was just sitting there on the table, and, you know, he used to be in the military. He's not as in shape as he should be, you know, coming from military. I joke with him. But I was working on something on the computer, and all of a sudden, he just went down. You know, he had a little walker, you know, because he'd been working through some stuff. But he went down, and he fell. And I turned him over, and he was literally shaking, and he just was not conscious. I mean, his eyes were open, but he wasn't acknowledging. And I said, this is not good, you know. And, you know, he was like that way for about, I'd say a good half a minute to a minute. Wow. And I was just watching him. I said, get up, you know. And I was sitting there, oh, my gosh, what do I do? Many people know that I'm part of Healing's Emotion. Mm-hmm. They dedicate their whole venue to stroke awareness, prevention, and caregiving support. And I'm sitting here, is he having a stroke? I mean, I'm just wondering what's going on, you know. And fortunately, he became conscious, and we were able to call 911. He found out he was diabetic, diabetes 2. But the whole thing is that anything could happen. I was just thankful that I was there. So you definitely want to make sure you plan for things, to know what you need to do. And I was conscious, even aware of what I should probably have done, called 911 quicker. But it was kind of interesting. There was this pause. Like, I wanted to see if he was okay, which is fine. You know, we still have to make our judgment. Mm-hmm. But thank you again for what you do. And, you know, I wanted to bring this up, too. I know that you had a relative that had a tough situation. I don't know what we can share about that. But blessings to her. And how is she doing?
She's doing good. She's doing amazing. As a matter of fact, she's doing amazing. And it's a blessing because when you're that young,
when you're that young, I caught that.
When you're that young and you have something like that so tragic happen to you, it's like
it's hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? You know what I love about you, Tammy, just getting to know you, just seeing you at these different community events. You definitely are involved. Truth be known, especially during the short term, you know, in nursing, you have a really stable job. You have pretty much everything laid out for you, but yet you choose to help those that need help and that may not be able to help themselves. Mm-hmm. So ask kudos to you. You know what, Ashley, let's give her a big round of applause here.
Thank you.
And thank you for doing what you do. And again, that is Tammy Mason. You can reach her at touchoflovehc.com. HC stands for home care, right?
Home
and
care.
Her number again is
209-905-0917.
One more time.
209-905-0917.
Yeah, so thank you so much for blessing us here today. And we are also going to be going to Healing's Emotion CV RAPS program. That's CVRAPS. That's Central Valley Recovery Awareness Preventing Strokes program. Yes. Right after this broadcast, we're heading over there to St. Joseph's Medical Center. Yes. I know they're going to be excited to see people like yourself there as well. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you for having me too today, Jim.
Yeah, and that's all about helping people, give you more freedom, right? Mm-hmm. And when you have somebody you love that needs care, it gives you more freedom if you get them the help they need at home.
Yes.
Brilliant.
It does.
So, just in terms of life, we have this thing that we all need to do, and we have to make this thing that begins with an M. What's that called, Ashley?
Making that money.
Make a lot of money, right? And so we have the Side Hustle Business Marketplace. I started it in Elk Grove, as you know. We're going to be bringing it here to Stockton, California as well. And so a shout out to Princess Taylor, who is the executive coordinator for Elk Grove, but also a shout out to Ashley, who volunteered, stepped up, and decided to launch the Side Hustle Business Marketplace over in Roseville at her office, Better Homes and Gardens, Real Estate Reliance Partners, right?
It's the biggest franchise of the real estate division of Better Homes and Gardens.
Right. It's probably one of the best looking too, right? Better Homes and Gardens.
So nice. Our office is so pretty.
It is a beautiful location. I didn't want to leave. I wanted to just bring my bed in and just put it right there.
Well, and then during the day, you get the nice view of the fountain. And then if you go up to the 5th floor of the building, you get to see like all around the greater Roseville, Rockland area.
You're
It's
get
so
everyone
nice.
so jealous.
Oh, they all should be.
So, you work professionally again, in the real estate arena, and you're getting your license. And so you're working with Better Homes and Gardens, as well as a makeup artist.
I'm a
MUA.
cosmetologist, actually.
Oh, a cosmetologist. Is that the right word?
Yes, I am a licensed cosmetologist.
Wait, so are you a cosmetologist or makeup artist?
Cosmetologists can be a makeup artist, but makeup artists are not cosmetologists.
Wow. Is it like a real estate investor could be a realtor? What? Actually, they can both be both.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You can.
I
be
got
both.
a better one.
Okay.
All right. A crow is a blackbird. A blackbird is not necessarily a crow.
Yes.
Okay. Did you get that?
I did.
All right.
So you can. So here's the difference. You can walk into the mall and have any of the girls that work or Mac at Mac or Sephora or Benefit. They can do your makeup, but they can't do any chemical applications to the skin like esthetician work. Whereas I can do esthetician work. I can color your hair. I can do any thermal styling. I get this wonderful thing called a cosmetology license, which gets me a big fat discount on all my hair products.
Wow.
Super nice.
I'm sure all the guys are excited about that.
Yeah, I'm sure all the guys are like, yeah, cool.
So, Dustin, aren't you excited? Aren't you excited to hear that, you can, what was the discount on all the hair products?
It's a big
products?
fat discount.
I'm sure Dustin's excited.
He looks really excited.
I'm fine. How you guys doing?
Yeah. So I know. He working as a makeup artist. I'm sure he cares about the cost of makeup and all that. Dustin, by the way, you look beautiful.
Oh, you're so gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Oh, great. So anyway, but we're talking about a side hustle, right? And what do you define as a side hustle, Ashley?
A side hustle is something aside from your 9 to 5 or your 40-hour job that's your bread and butter. It's something on the side that you're either more driven to do or more passionate about, or something that you just want to do on the side to pursue as like a hobby or something. Right. But it's a side hustle, so it does bring in a little bit of money here and there. It's not your bread and butter, but it'll help you.
Yeah, and today there's a lot of things going on, and a lot of people are doing what they call side hustles. Uber, driving Uber is a what?
Side hustle.
Is a side hustle. And so there are a lot of people looking for ways to make income because they have to make ends meet. No harm, no foul there.
Yeah.
But really, the Side Hustle Business Marketplace is really meant to be a job opportunity marketplace as well as a skill development marketplace, because you get to learn from people that are actually doing it. And so there are many groups that are referral-based groups, such as BNI, LaTip. I actually led one of the fastest growing ones called the Rock Stars in Elk Grove. And great group, by the way. Awesome group. But the Side Hustle Business Marketplace is really designed to pull people together to really help them advance and maybe look for opportunities they're unfamiliar with, to become familiar with people that are in that opportunity, successful, making money, developing themselves, and join it, And also at the same time, let's say maybe, I think, Tammy, did you say you were independently wealthy?
No.
Okay, not yet. Not yet. But or maybe there are some people that are independently wealthy, like Ashley, and they just want to grow themselves. Well, we've really designed in there a portion of it to really get you to think about why you're doing what you're doing, to develop your skills, to really architect it to where you can be successful no matter where you're at. And this is what I'm really excited about. Many of the side hustles today, like such as any sort of direct sales, Mary Kay is very popular.
Any kind kind of MLM.
Multi-level marketing, but direct sales, which are different, but also financial arena. I'm in a financial arena, real estate as well. There are certain models that really you can participate part-time and learn a invaluable skill. And one thing I will tell you, in the side hustle business marketplace, I love just the dynamics there and stuff too. And we're really focused in on people that really want to get busy. They really want to grow themselves, right? And so, Ashley, what made you inspired to start the side hustle business marketplace? I mean, you were just like, even before, I want to start
I'm like,
it.
we need something like this up where I'm at because we don't have it. It's just, I know a lot of different individuals. And I know that we are stronger together. I know that when you come together and you work with a similar mindset towards a common cause, you're going to move mountains. You're going to take that mountain and make it a valley, or you're going to take that valley and make it a mountain. Right. So I know when we come together, we're stronger together. And I always love that mentality and concept. And I know a lot of different people. I just wanted to bring them all together because when you bring all those different ideas together, you create a whole new thing.
Right.
That's really great. And so, I know it's really a great concept that a lot of people are not aware of. And there's a lot of people in the industry today, they do one thing, and nothing's wrong with that. But everything is changing right now. Yeah.
Well, rent's $1,500 a month. Come on, we got to have that side hustle.
Only like $1,500 a month?
Yeah.
Sounds like the Bay Area. It's getting up there.
It's catching up there. So, with what you see, especially with the acting community, it was interesting just talking to you this morning. You were talking about being a photographer makeup artist, MUA, or is it a cosmetologist?
Well, if you are looking for someone to come do hair and makeup on site, you list it as a MUA or MUAH.
Great. Like our friend, also Bunny, right?
Yes, Bunny.
Actually, we have a question. We're still on that. I did see her. I have a picture with her. I have a picture and I caught it, right?
Yeah.
But we are always on the hunt, and our question is always, "Where's Bunny?" And Bunny Stewart is also MUA, right?
She is a makeup artist.
She's not MIA. That's the difference.
She's not MIA at all. Okay. That woman is never MIA. Okay. She is everywhere.
Yeah, she is awesome. But the whole thing about being a makeup artist in this industry, you can play a lot of different roles. You're also an actress as well.
I have worked on photo shoots. On the photo shoot, I have done styling, some pretty basic model coaching, wardrobe. I've done hair and makeup, obviously, holding the bounce light, things like that, shooting on location, making sure everything is logistically set up. And then on set, there's not a whole lot I haven't done besides really taken a lead role and been in front of the camera a lot. But we recently filmed a PSA with one of my favorite producers, and he said, "You belong in front of the camera." And I'm like, okay, let's do it.
Awesome.
I'm the makeup artist that never wears makeup, but let's put my two-dimensional face on camera.
Now, do you ever I guess, do you do yourself as in makeup, or does somebody else do you? Really?
I rarely do my own. It's very rare that someone like Bunny did my makeup for my birthday dinner, but that's like one of the few times someone has done my makeup because I've done it for so long. I know my face so well. No one does it better. I remember I did a photo shoot and the photographer was like, "I don't have to edit you at all because your makeup is so on point." And I'm like,
it could just be that you're just so on point.
Well, thank you.
Right?
I try.
I
do my best.
That too, right? But just being in these different industries, right? Do you think that it's been more fulfilling for you, more confusing? Like some people are like, "Oh my gosh," they get overwhelmed with doing too many things. How do you put what you did together? Makeup artist, you're actor, actress. By the way,
up and coming actress.
Yeah, up and coming actress. You actually are getting in the real estate game, and I know you're a professional mom. Probably your most important job.
That is my number one job. I enrolled him in school the other day, and we have his first day at school on the 15th, and I'm not ready.
Wow,
not ready.
Wow, but
I'm not ready. I'm
ready, right?
I'm not ready to let my little boy go 5 days a week. Like, oh, I'm not ready.
Oh my goodness! But how do you do it all? I mean, why don't you just say, "This is my career. That's it"? What made you want to branch off? And actually, running the side hustle business marketplace is going to be another side hustle of yours.
Yeah. I can't sit still. I have a planner and it is packed like it's a big spider web and you just keep adding little things to it. I make sure I'm very planned and organized. I schedule power hours. I'm very scheduled. So, and I just keep to it. I'm like, if I cannot take this phone call at this time, I cannot take it. If I can't go to this, I'm sorry, this day won't work. Can we do it this day? And I just make sure I put my priorities in place, and I remember what my why is. I remember why I do what I do, and yeah.
Yeah, well, that's good. You remember your why, and do you feel more enriched and just better at what you do as a result of it? Blending all these things together?
When I first started it and I was first getting myself into these habits and schedules and skills and things like that, I felt so overwhelmed. But I found out from one of my mentors, overwhelmed simply means underplanned, and it's okay to feel overwhelmed when you're starting. So
You said underplanned.
Overwhelmed is simply underplanned.
That is that P word again, right?
Yeah,
It's a UP.
Don't tell my dad I
Yeah.
said that word. He'd be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you made a plan for once?" Yes, Dad,
Wow,
I did.
you don't want him to think that you're breaking the consistency, right?
I know, right?
Yeah. So anyway, and I know you cook in the morning.
Sometimes.
No, I know that from this point. When we were getting ready today, you were saying I'm out walking the dog.
Oh,
No, anyway. And you remember, did you read my reply?
Yeah, I did. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's serious.
Yeah, what did I say?
Just kidding.
You remember what I said though?
I don't
You
have
didn't
to look
see
at it.
Okay, you know.
I
you
did
didn't
see it.
Okay.
I don't remember it.
So there is something that goes along with that. What did I say when you said you were walking your dog?
Don't forget to add seasoning.
Yeah. Okay.
What?
Don't forget to add seasoning. Okay. Anyway. So that's an Asian joke or a Caucasian joke. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. We could go ahead and say that's an Asian joke.
Yeah.
But if you say it to an Asian, it might not be a joke. So anyway. No, you're getting it. Okay. Anyway, we got to humor
the
these
first
people.
day I met him, he roasted himself like this all day.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
But you know
all
what?
right.
It's
I was
kind of
laughing
funny.
the whole time.
I was.
Yeah,
I was dying.
That's right. So here's an Asian guy, right between African American or black and what are you, white?
I'm Native.
Caucasian, whatever.
I'm Native American.
Okay, you're Native American, right? I'm yellow, right?
I think I'm the least racist person in the room.
Yeah. Well, you know, so. Well, hey, let me.
I take that back.
You know, hey, let me tell you this one joke, right? All right. What happened to the corn when he got scared?
I don't know.
He turned white.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Anyway, so anyway,
Oh,
that's the whole
white
other
corn.
thing. Yeah.
I get it. Okay.
Okay. Oh, you get it. Oh my goodness, you get it. Let's give her a round of applause. Actually, all right, very good. You get it. All right. But anyway, you know, so coming back to the whole point of view. Well, you know what? I'll tell you. This is what the side hustle business marketplace is all about. Too. We have fun. You can't take life too seriously. Let me check here. Let me just check here. Dustin, I appreciate so much having you here producing today's show. Let me ask you this. You know, we talked about side hustle doing multiple things. Are you only doing one thing? What do you do? You're a student, right?
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff.
What do you do?
I public address announce for local sports teams and other stuff. So
Yeah.
and
So you have your little side hustle, right? And you also work here, right?
Yeah. Volunteer.
But I think that you love this so much you even refuse to accept any pay, right? That's how much you love it here.
Yeah.
But you know, I think that everyone pretty much has some level of a side hustle, you know, or needs one, you know, unless you're already independently wealthy. But it is a great way to grow yourself. I know, you know, that's why I created a publishing entity. You know, I work with Nicole Peters, Believe in Your Dreams Publishing, and we're putting out some phenomenal things. And you know what? I get to be an expert right now in putting on makeup. You know why?
Because you got me here.
That's right. Because I don't need to know how to do it. I just need to know someone that does.
Exactly.
Right? And I can learn a little bit along the way.
It's not so much building your own skill set, because we all have that like 2 or 3 things that are our staple personality traits that we're good with. Sometimes it's just being able to connect the dots of people.
Right.
Yeah. That's really
like
good.
Something you're good at, which I'm like blown away by what you do already. And then being able to bring people together to train them to do and replicate what you do. Yeah. Because I remember one of my big mentors, Jean-Paul DeJoria and Win Claybaugh, they brought a team together. And I don't know if you know who they are. One owns Patron Tequila. The other one manages the Paul Mitchell Schools. And they brought a team together, and they said it's all about that team and that teamwork and coming together and having a similar mindset and working towards the same goal. Yeah. That will break all sorts of barriers throughout the world.
Yeah. You know, it's really interesting. Direct sales is something that's very dominant out there. Even some of these relationship marketing, multi-level marketing. The reality is that most millionaires are built very quickly within these companies, you know, and you do have to really assess the ones you get involved with. Okay. I'm not saying all of them are great. You know, so it's not an endorsement of any specific company per se, but the whole thing is the industry as a whole, you learn a lot from. And if you take a look at the side hustle itself, you'll see that CNN does a coverage on it. Forbes has done a coverage of it. But it's interesting. They don't really acknowledge or bring up the direct sales model, such as Mary Kay and stuff in general, you know, on their major productions. And I wonder why that is. It's very interesting, you know.
I think it's because there's so many out there. There's so many multi-levels. There's so many direct sales. I mean, I personally have worked for 6 different companies, and all we did was went and knocked doors.
Well, you know, that is the old way of doing things. But I'll tell you, I'm very familiar with people that have started this company, right? And so I wanted to give you an example of a great thing I learned about because I'm open, you know. Really, they say, okay, your mind's like a parachute. Why? It only opens when?
You fall.
It only works when it...
Falls.
No. Your mind is like a parachute. It only works when it is open. Open.
Open. Yeah.
Okay, you get it? Okay,
yeah.
Okay. So, but the whole thing is in this arena, you know, it's gotten a bum rap in a lot of ways because people are not properly trained. Because yes, it is a real potential career path, but it's like anything else. If you don't put in the time, if you don't get trained on how to do it, you're gonna do it bad. Right? It's like saying somebody that hasn't learned how to pitch, he goes out and pitches and saying, wow, pitching is bad, you know? Well, it's not that pitching is bad and that these are bad players. It's just they've never been trained, right? And so
look at the Green Bay Packers.
Anyway, well, and also the Seattle Seahawks, you know?
Oh my gosh.
Actually, I spoke with, I'm sorry, what?
I have a friend who's a huge fan, and he paints it. It's his house is painted that color.
Oh my gosh.
He's such a fan.
Well, you know, I just spoke with Norm Johnson. You know Norm Johnson. He's on the Seattle Seahawks a ways back. But the whole thing is that, matter of fact, he's doing a side hustle.
Nice.
Matter of fact, check this out. I'm not going to say the company name, but, you know, literally, I'm actually ordering the chip myself. They have a thing called a SIM chip, right? Not SIM City, SIM chip for your cell phone, right? $300, one-time fee. You don't pay for the service again for 9 years. How's that?
Nice.
So, in other words, $300, you lose your phone bill for 9 years.
I'm a slave to Verizon. I can't. I don't know. I'm grandfathered into Verizon.
That's fine. And how much do you pay roughly a month on Verizon?
On my line, I'm about $100
a month.
Yeah.
Oh, 3 months, you're done.
But
here.
I've got 2 lines on my phone.
Yeah.
plan.
But anyway, it's a whole other discussion. You know, but I'm now again, I do have to vet it and check it out. But it sounds really good. I talked to somebody that actually worked with Bill Gates. You know, I vetted that person, and she works very prominently in that company, directly for the company. I worked with, I met a Seattle Seahawks player. I worked with the person that worked on some of the first phone cards that came out. I also met the person that worked with Bill Gates. Was that worth its price of admission alone just to learn?
Yeah.
Do you think I could learn a little bit from some of these people?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All because I kept my mind
open.
So that's really what the Side Hustle Business Marketplace is about. It is a group coming together of professionals, you know, could be a business professional. Maybe you're a mom coming out, but you're serious about taking action. I'm looking for what I call the 2%ers. You know what we're defining the 2%ers as, Ashley?
I don't know your black and white definition, but I know my definition of what a 2%er is. Someone who will go above and beyond every time, and it's just part of their character.
That's right. And they take action. They take action, right? We don't call Asians 2%ers. You know why?
Because there's a lot of you.
Oh my goodness, she actually got it. Oh, just get Tammy. That deserves a round of applause. Yes. That is good. I was going to say that same thing because we are the majority, not the 2%ers. Anyway, that was good. I have to give it up. Well, if you want to find out a little bit more about the Side Hustle Business Marketplace, you can contact myself, Jim T. Chong. Look me up on Facebook at Jim T. Chong, or you can also contact Ashley Caudron, Caudron, for Roseville. But you know, it's a great thing to experience. We are bringing it here to Stockton, California. That's why I'm bringing it up here, and we're working with a few prominent businesses to bring it in. It's just we're just having too much fun here, Ashley.
I'm gonna be laughing at my own joke for about 20 minutes.
She can't get enough of herself. All right. I mean, you know what? You could be the comedian, audience, and the makeup artist all at the same time.
Why do you think I go by Ashley the Dynamic?
That's right. Well, you know, today's been a great show. We have some great things that we talked about today. Really about liberty, the freedom to choose your job, to choose how to live your life, to choose how to help those that are aging. And I am very excited, and I hope we made you think about the things that matter most in life for you. And this is Jim T. Chong, the Walk Star, along with
Tammy Mason
and
Ashley Cauldron.
And you've been listening to Walk the Talk here on KXVS, the voice of Stockton. Peace out, and God bless America. Bye-bye.